Mr. Tat is a Minister of Foreign Affairs of Vietnam now. He was a former scouter. Okay? A lot of them was former scouters.
I see.
Even the chairman of the National Front of Fatherland was also a former scouter. If I stay a few more days, I would meet him, the chairman, because this lady would introduce me to the chairman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me interrupt you. When you say former scouts, they are probably or mainly from Saigon area.
No, from Hanoi. They were originated from Hanoi because we started scouting 60 years ago.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
okay.
in Hanoi.
Okay.
And many of them joined the resistance against the French.
Ah, yes. Okay.
A lot of leaders. He was even a former National Secretary of Defense. He's our first forbidder. Yeah, he passed away a few years ago.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the gentleman, 93 years old, I mentioned in the letter, he was a second camp chief or first camp chief in Vietnam also.
I see.
And he's still living. He was a former retired full colonel. Anyway, the reason I tell you this, because if there is a change in this political party in this June conference here, and many of the leaders who are open used to be scouters, and once they make that change, we will have the whole movement run back. You see, run back, because leaders in the Vietnamese government, most of them are former scouters. But if the Communist Party is still in power, they still in power, or they too strong in that, then the other approach we have to go is we go through the Vietnamese Youth Association. They are afraid of using their own term scouting, which means Huong Dao.
Huong Dao.
Because Huong Dao has a lot of leaders in the revolution. But most of these leaders, they were kind of maybe still scouting, so they were put behind. And the non-scouting leaders go up on top. See? And if they let Huong Dao do something again, and Huong Dao did do. We have some leaders did try to start scouting many times since the fall of South Vietnam. One of the reports I gave it to you was
yes,
yeah, and it failed because they already have the red neckerchief movement, that is Ho Chi Minh Communist Party Youth. And these scouters of ours tried to introduce a green neckerchief movement. And suddenly everybody joined the green movement. And they beat up the red one. They do better in scouting, in crafts and everything, in leadership. So the other party was so scared.
But that was after the fall of Saigon.
After the fall of Saigon. They tried it 2-3 times. Because I talked with our leaders. The Vietnamese, the red neckerchief leaders, which is so afraid, because if the green neckerchief, they don't call scout, they just call green neckerchief youth. But everybody knows that is scouts.
That is Huong Dao.
That is Huong Dao. So everything now is done by the Huong Dao. They are very afraid. Afraid because they lose face is one thing. Second, they are afraid that this become another section of youth section may overthrow or anything against the government. So they don't want it. What they want now is that when I approach them, I say that the World Bureau is trying to offer you some of the programs for young people. I have to make it very, very cool. I try not to mention any term scouting. Yeah. Say that the World Scout Bureau is trying to offer you many good programs for Vietnamese youth that fits to the needs of the country now, such as building the countries, helping the people with a lot of experience from other third world countries, Indonesia, Philippines, other countries. So they talk very frank to me. They talk very frankly. So through our consultant, she's an ex-nun, Catholic nun. Her order has been dismissed. So she is now just a simple citizen, and she is a consultant to the government. So she took us in, and we talked with Mrs. Tao, the name in the business card. I sent it to you on top. Yeah, that is. So that, as I explained last night, she is the top of chairman of the youth association. Okay, and her bylaws I showed last night, and there are many things very much scouting there. And I and my wife, we met her. My wife served as my secretary, and then she was very open. We had pictures we took with her here. I think that's why. Did I show it to you? No. I put them separately here. If we mix it here.
Oh, I saw some pictures with people.
Yeah, saw some pictures, but I didn't.
No.
This one is out. Anyway, we had group pictures with her secretary.
Don't pull them out.
Yeah, I put them separately. So after we talked, we explained to her. She seems to like to be at the jamboree. Yeah, that was a picture. Yes, so simple. That is her.
This is the.
That's the chairman. Yeah.
This is the lady.
That's the lady.
Very young.
Very young.
Very young.
I'm
Very
surprised,
powerful.
but very powerful. Yeah. Even the when I met the city of Saigon Communist Youth Party also, I was also received by another lady, also very young. See, they believe in communism very strongly. That could show that the elderly are no longer here. So they use the young people.
We can easily change this. Easily convince young people.
See, this is her office with the flags in her office. I was there.
What is this flag?
One of the flag is about like commemoration of one of the flags that they fought before. This is at the youth centers. We were invited there, and this is a consultant, the ex-nun. And there was some American was there too, who went there for supporting. So we were introduced with a lady, the mother of that young man there. He is a very close friend with Foreign Minister Tak and the ambassador in New York. So, and we go back to the United States, we may still work through the other line, another way, to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Anyway, she wanted an official letter from you for invitation for the jamboree, and they want to observe, they want to be a part of youth, an international youth movement. But at this time now, they hesitate to be called Scouts. See? But that is their name, Vietnam Youth Association. The old name we had was Vietnam Scout Association. That was our name before 75 years. In the bylaws they have is loving country, building physical fitness, and serving the people, and be kind. Well, most of the things we have in our scouting. Oh yeah, this is the pictures. I put it back here. Here are some pictures. This is one of our wood badge holder a long time ago. He was in jail by the former regime because he was a Communist Party member who infiltrated into our Boy Scout Association in Vietnam. He had a mission to infiltrate in order to find out, to study, try to guide. So he was arrested when I was in Vietnam then. He was arrested, and I think he was in jail for kind of 10 years or something. But when he came out, when the government released after the revolution, he was released. And look at his house, Baden Powell's picture. See that? This is in the back of his with the fleur-de-lis on top.
Oh yes, Fleur de Lis. Yeah.
Yeah, Fleur de Lis on top. I took this picture for you to show you.
Sure.
So he still believes in scouting. In scouting.
While he was infiltrating, he was the one.
Oh yeah, he was infiltrating, and now he's the guy's strongest advocate for scouting. Yeah, but because he was in jails, nobody would, you know, would put him in jail again. Yeah, because he's a communist member, Communist Party member, and he tried to advocate.
But he believes in God.
Oh yeah,
Because
look at that.
Yeah.
He's a Buddhist.
He's a Buddhist.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's a communist.
That's
Communist
right.
in form,
Most of them were patriots. They were patriots. Communism was just a party happened to be there, and
a way of
yeah,
a way of recovering the
you know, and he advocated to put a